Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing another demo on the channel. This is Death Trick Double Blind, which is a detective visual novel. We are trying to solve the mystery of a murder, I think, at the circus, and playing as two different perspectives. So that sounds like it could be a bit of fun. I understand the demo is pretty nice. So let's start a new game and see for ourselves. There's a bit of an intro cinematic type thing just to introduce the setup slightly. Morgan's Travelling Circus. The Amazing Hattie. Show delayed. I believe it's Hattie who has died. A real circus at Morgan's Travelling Circus. Boss refuses to answer for Star Magician's disappearance, not a murder necessarily. A call from Tulgi? A new case, maybe? Something's going on in the circus. I need you to watch out. That's it. I need to show him this letter. So I think these are our two different perspectives. We've got Detective Jones and we've got Jackie, who is saying that she's the magician they need to replace the missing one, I guess. Death Trick Double Blind. Magician. All right. This is it. I have to make it work. Moses, come in. Mr. Morgan? An older gentleman sits behind the desk. He's so engrossed in his documents that he didn't even look up when I came in. Okay, so this is the... I guess it's is it Moses Morgan, I suppose, the circus owner? Mr. Jones, I've been expecting. He stops mid-sentence after glancing up from the desk. Oh, apologies. I wasn't expecting other visitors. Moses Morgan, the owner of Morgan's Travelling Circus. It seems like you have me at a disadvantage, miss. Jacqueline, but you can just call me Jackie. All right, Miss Jackie. Is there anything I can do for you? Sometimes conversations can feel like a battle and you need all the weapons in your arsenal. A good conversationalist can wield every skill and weapon in their collection to accomplish any task. Ask questions, give answers, present evidence, and spread gossip. This is our collection. Everything you need for conversation can be found here, separated into three categories: information, items, and people. You can click these tabs at the top to switch between categories, okay? From there, click on an item and click the check mark button to present that topic and advance the conversation. So this sounds a little bit like how, I mean, I haven't played a huge amount of it, but Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, that's kind of how the interrogations and conversations work in that game, or those series of games. Later, you'll be able to present everything in your collection to anyone you want, but for now, focus on answering the other party's questions and keeping the conversation flowing. Okay. What did he say? Remind me what he said. So he's just saying, is there anything I can help you with? Let's talk about the situation in the circus. Since the disappearance of the magician, the amazing Hattie, Morgan's Travelling Circus has been put under the spotlight as newspapers are speculating on the mystery and customers are demanding ticket refunds. Actually, the right question to ask is there anything I can do for you? Excuse me? Your circus is in a tough spot. He narrows his eyes but decides not to speak. Instead, he leans back into his chair and crosses his arms, waiting for me to continue. I must be careful here. Your star performer has been missing for a week. People are talking, the papers are speculating, and your customers are protesting. You sold your tickets on the promise of seeing the amazing Hattie, the greatest female magician of a generation, but nobody has seen her perform even a single trick. It's the weekend and the big show is coming up. If she doesn't show up... He cuts me off, his sharp gaze piercing my soul. Miss Jackie, why are you here? Well, I guess we go on to us. I, Jackie, am a magician, a new one, freshly returned from my apprenticeship in Europe. I'm here to audition, of course. You're here to audition? Uh-huh. For the magician job? Yes. I'm a magician and, he doesn't let me finish that sentence. You said your name was Jackie. Never heard of a magician with that name. Do you know every magician in the country? More or less. We don't get a lot of female magicians. I'd have heard about you by now. That mask on your face is practically asking for gossip. Small circle, huh? I get it. The Europeans are the same way. So you are European, but your accent... Is American, apparently. Yes, I was born and raised in the States, but I went to France with my mentor to study magic. That was, 5-6 years ago? That's why I sound English. Oh god, I was just a stupid girl who wanted to learn magic. I mean, I'm still a stupid girl, but at least I know how to do magic. Anyways, where was I? Yes, it was right after the war ended. The economy wasn't great, as you can imagine. I stuck with it until I completed my apprenticeship, but then the circus shut down too. My family missed me and wanted me home, so here I am. I promise you, I'm au fait with everything magic. I'm a professional. So, you need a magician, like yesterday, and here I am. A wondrous coincidence, wouldn't you say?
Oh yes, a coincidence. You'll have to forgive me if I find it hard to believe that a replacement just showed up here, and seems to know more about my business than I do. You won't even show your face.
The mask's on for a reason. I wear the mask for a reason, and I'll explain it later. By then you'll be begging me not to take it off, trust me.
It will take some magic for that to happen.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
No offense, Miss Jackie, but I'm going to need something more than talk to convince me. I have a business to run and a reputation to uphold. How about this? You said you're here to audition, so audition. Show me a trick.
Okay, then we'll do the mind-reading act. My signature trick is a telepathy act. People often ask if it's real or fake. Well, if I can give the right answers, does it matter if they come from my mystical powers or just good old human trickery? Oh, that makes sense, of course. I do your usual stuff, rabbits and hats, card tricks, escape acts, that sort of thing. My specialty is mind-reading.
Mind-reading? Or a mind-reading act?
If you're good enough, there isn't a difference.
Try it.
You want me to try it on you?
You have my permission.
Okay, here goes nothing.
Well?
I'm trying, but your energy is resisting me.
Oh dear, right.
I think I'm going to need a stronger connection. Can you give me your hands? He silently lays both of his arms on the table. I grab his wrists. His eyes are calm, his pulse steady. Now, you say abracadabra.
Seriously, you'll need to come up with something better than that.
See, your energy, resisting.
Oh, I can't believe I'm going along with this. Fine. Abracadabra.
All right. Now I'm just going to ask you a very simple question. You don't have to say the answer because I'll hear your thoughts. Sound good?
Go ahead.
Are you sure? I can't control my powers, so if there's anything you don't want me to know... Well, actually, now that I said it, you will be thinking really hard about them.
I've stared down the barrel of a rifle in the jaws of a tiger. I can handle a little magic act.
All right, if you're sure. Here it comes. Your magician Hattie, how did she die?
What?
His hands in my palms jerk slightly. Guess he caught himself before he pulled back altogether. But it's too late. In his initial surprise, his eyes flicked to my chest. Ooh, something through the heart? A bullet? The corner of his mouth twitches. No, not a bullet. A knife. His face turns serious.
How?
Through mind reading, of course.
Don't give me that.
Well, did I pass your test?
Why are you here? And don't tell me you were just looking for a job. There's a reason I'm not looking for a replacement.
The amazing Hattie left behind some big shoes, or should I say, big hats to fill.
Do you have any idea what the audience will say to anyone who tries to replace her at this point in time?
I know all of that, but what if I told you she wants me to be here? Okay, so do you have anything here? Oh, a letter. Jay, something's going on in the circus. I need you to watch out. If something happens to me in Tolji, please go take my place. I can't say more right now, but please, the show has to go on. The amazing Hattie. Go on then. I received this letter a few days ago. I came as soon as I could. Yeah, well, we just read that up. He paws over the letter, brows furrowed.
A letter from Hattie?
The amazing Hattie was the star magician of Morgan's travelling circus until she disappeared on September 15th, 1952, which is this Monday.
What? What is she talking about? Something going on in the circus?
So?
Nothing's going on in my circus. If anything was happening, I'd surely know about it, don't you think?
He curses under his breath.
But this means...
She knew she was going to die. This means she knew she was going to die, or at least that she was in danger.
As hard as it is to believe, you are right. But how is it even possible? Why didn't she do anything?
His lips quiver. I can see the doubt and disbelief on his usually impassive face. I feel bad for him, but can I truly rule out that he's the culprit? I clear my throat, and as if that woke him up from a dream, he sits upright, his face returning to its normal stoic nature. So, the show is coming up, and I think there is a reason Hattie called me to take her place. We have a great opportunity here.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand. I'm sure you are a great magician, but at this point, I'm afraid no replacement can meet the audience's expectations.
Well, good thing I'm not here to replace her then. I'm here to become her.
Huh?
Let's talk about the plan.
What plan?
How many people know about the truth of Hattie's disappearance?
Well, for now, only my crew and the police.
What did the police say about it? You called the police? Why aren't they involved? What did they say?
Well, you know them, if the news got out that a famous person was killed under their watch, it'll bring down a whole mess of trouble on their heads. When we asked, they were all too happy to take the body away discreetly and pretend nothing happened.
Good, that's good. Obviously it's not good that the Tolji police are useless, but it's good for the plan.
Would you please just get to the point?
Well, let's just say, hypothetically, what if Hattie wasn't dead after all? I can pinpoint the exact moment his face switches from confusion to understanding.
You were going to be Hattie.
Let's say the reason for her disappearance is that her face got injured in a practice accident, and now she has to wear a mask to cover up the wounds.
You said I'd be the first one to stop you from taking it off.
He lets out an incredulous laugh.
You had this all planned out from the beginning, didn't you?
Well, I am a magician.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Having Hattie come back, at least until we get the big shows out of the way, would certainly solve a lot of my problems right now. As you pointed out, our circus is currently in a bit of a delicate position. But I cannot, in good conscience, agree to this plan of yours.
What? Sorry, what? Why, come on, don't tell me you're sticking to some bullcrap about not lying to the audience or something. In case you haven't noticed, deception is kind of the nature of our trade.
No, well, that's not ideal, but I don't think it's breaking any non-existent code of ethics or anything.
Then why in the world would you say no? Do you enjoy being grilled by the press and customers every damn day? He crosses his arms.
I don't know if this has occurred to you, Miss Jackie, but the killer is still out there. This crazy plan of yours will surely draw their attention and therefore put you in mortal danger.
You worried about me? Oh, well, that's real sweet, but I can take care of myself.
You don't understand. I will not have another death happen in my circus.
Trust me, nothing's going to happen.
How can you be so sure?
Well, think about it. Whoever killed her was definitely counting on her to get out of the way for something, so my appearance is going to put a wrench in their plan. If it were you, what would you do?
I have no idea.
Exactly, you'd panic, scramble to come up with something new, right? That's when you make mistakes. A magician should never do a trick when you think someone's seen through it.
So you want to, what, talk to everyone, see what their reaction is? How's that gonna help?
Mind reader here, remember? I'm not some detective with a magnifying glass concerned about footprints or crime scenes. I deal in matters of the heart. Whoever did this must have a reason, but why? What was their relationship with Hattie? Did they feel guilty? Proud? Relieved? One may keep evidence of their crime hidden, but their heart will always remember what their mind has tried to forget. So if I ask them about Hattie's, feelings will emerge, and I think some interesting things might come up. Inquire about Hattie. What could be the killer's real motive? The first step to answering that is to untangle each circus member's relationship with the victim. I need to talk to everyone in the circus and inquire about Hattie.
Are you absolutely sure about this?
I'm fully aware of the risks. Besides, who am I to throw away someone's dying wish? The show must go on. Plus, if, or more realistically when, the killer decides to come out, I've got plenty of tricks up my sleeve to deal with them. Silver handgun. Small pistol with a custom silver-plated handle. It's small enough to be strapped to someone's thigh and hidden under a long coat or dress. Or should I say up my dress?
Whoa, what are you?
He jerks his head around to avoid looking. No, look. I tap on the metal of the gun in my leg holster.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, what do you say?
Very well. But I'm pulling you out at the first sign of trouble.
Awesome. The plan is a go. Now, let's talk logistics.
All right. First things first, this thing that we're doing. I'll have to explain it to the rest of the crew. They know about Hattie, so it'll be crazy if they see her showing up out of the blue.
Of course, but you might want to leave out a few details.
Yes, I'll just tell them it's my idea to get someone to play her until the shows are finished.
The old switcheroo. I'm going to take Hattie's place by impersonating her. This will placate circus customers angry over Hattie's disappearance, and hopefully draw out the person behind Hattie's death. Moses will tell the performers that it was his idea to hire me.
Second, I think you might pass as her from afar, but you're going to need everything on your side for everyone to believe it, especially with all the scrutiny you're going to be under. It will help if you're in something familiar. You'll need a change into her costume.
I was going to ask you about that.
You need to go find Alice, our mechanic.
Your mechanic?
Yes, Alice is in charge of our stage props and costumes. She also helps with pretty much everything that has to do with show arrangements. She's the only one besides the performers who knows what's happened to Hattie. I'm sorry, but I can't really leave the office. I'm expecting someone important. I'll write you a note. She'll understand when she sees it. And here's a map. This time of day, Alice is definitely backstage, at the little tent right behind the big top. Just introduce yourself and she'll help you with the costume. And she'll tell you everything you need to know for your performance tonight.
I can do that. Get into character. Moses reluctantly agreed to my proposal to let me masquerade as Hattie, but the show can't start until all the players get into costume. So the important task is at hand. First, find the circus mechanic Alice in the backstage tent and put on Hattie's old costume.
Now, one last thing. It is absolutely imperative that you don't go wandering around in the public areas before you are formally introduced to the audience.
Got it. Can't spoil the surprise, right?
We are walking a tightrope here. We can't let anyone spot you in an uncontrolled environment.
Of course. Is that all?
Yes. Get into costume. Don't let the public spot you, and remember that the performers know about the ruse. If we can manage to do all of that, maybe we'll pull off this crazy plan of yours.
You're a great magician in your own way.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Rightly so.
All right. Unless you have anything else to ask me, you need to be on your way.
Yep. Done. Ka-ching! Right, so now we're going to be Detective Jones.
My head hurts. Where am I?
I don't know.
All right, think. Someone clearly did this to me. I need to find them and do something.
Find my attacker. I woke up next to the train station by the circus, missing my clothes and some of my recent memories. Seems like someone whacked me over the head hard enough to knock me out. Who did it? Why take all of my belongings? Does this have to do anything with the case I'm investigating? I need to find the answers to these questions.
I need to figure out where I am and how I got here. But first things first, I'm going to need some pants.
We're literally in our underwear.
Really? Did they have to take my clothes too? What was I wearing again? Shit, I can't even remember. That's not good. Why can't I remember? Do I have a concussion? I'm sure whatever I was wearing wasn't worth much. Whoever took them must be desperate.
Robbery victim. I woke up in a corner behind the trains without my money or my clothes, but with some fresh head trauma. I think I was knocked out by a robber looking to make some extra cash.
Okay, fine, we'll deal with that later. At least this guy left me with my undershirt and shorts, and a smidge of dignity.
I get up from the ground slowly, cradling my aching head. As I rise, something small falls to the ground.
A bobby pin? Must have fallen out of my pocket when they took off my jacket.
Bobby pin, a tiny double-pronged hairpin. Useful for holding long hair in place or for a detective's inconspicuous lockpick. These were in short supply during the war due to metal rationing efforts. I didn't know that. Now, fully awake, I stand awkwardly in my undergarments in an unfamiliar place. I take a peek around the corner. Not many people are around. I step out from behind the train cars and get the lay of the land.
I have a feeling I'm not in San Francisco anymore. Of all places, why a circus?
I look around to see if anyone's around to give me some much-needed information. Unfortunately, only the chilly autumn air fills the field. But I spot something in the distance. A payphone next to the train station.
Right, I can call Ruth. Hopefully she can tell me something about whatever case I was working on.
I rub my arms for some heat and head to the phone booth. Is it really that cold, or is it just me feeling naked? I duck into the phone booth and close the door.
Let's hope Ruth has some good news for me. At least tell me I have a hotel room nearby with some clothes or something. Shit, I'm an idiot. Of course I don't have a cent on me. Shit. No one around to help either. Maybe I'll get lucky and somebody forgot to collect their change. No dice. Okay, only one way left then. If I can ground the transmitter, the circuit will work as if a coin passed through it. I need something small and metal.
What about the bobby pin? Tinker, tinker. Dialing.
What city, please?
San Francisco, California, please. The number for Jones Investigative Services. Jones, on Market Street.
Checking under Jones Investigative Services, Jones on Market Street. Got it. Patching you through. Hello, Jones Investigative Services. How can I help you?
Robbery victim.
Well, I think someone hit me in the head.
Oh, sorry. Are you okay? Are you looking for help?
No, I'm fine, but they took all my stuff, including my clothes. And I don't remember why I'm here. What day is it?
It's Sunday the 21st.
Oh, then I don't remember the past few days.
I'm sorry that happened, sir, but why are you calling this number? Do you need a PI's help? I'm afraid Detective Jones is busy with another case at the moment, so...
It's me, you nincompoop. Yeah, I know, because I'm him, Detective Jones, I mean.
What?
Ruth, it's me.
Seriously? Prove it.
My birth date is June 6, 1920. My favorite food is goat cheese with cranberries, and my middle name is Julius because my mom likes alliteration way too much.
Mr. J? It's really you? I didn't even recognize your voice over the phone. You idiot. Why didn't you just tell me it's you? What are you thinking?
Sorry, just thought I'd break the news to you in a fun way.
Funny says, you're insane. Anyways, what's the situation over there? You okay? Do you need me to call someone to help?
No, I'm fine. I mean, I need to find something to wear and fast. It's kind of getting cold out here. I think whoever hit me took my wallet too. Unless I didn't have it with me, which seems unlikely. My head kind of hurts. I think it might be a concussion. Can't be sure. I don't remember where I was staying, and if I need money to get there, then I'm kind of screwed. I kind of made this call illegally too, but it's just 2 cents. I'm sure the payphone company can survive it. So yeah, but other than that, I'm great.
Sounds like quite a day.
The last thing I remembered was when I was in San Francisco. I'm definitely missing a few days. I'm gonna need some catch up if you don't mind.
Mr. J, with the amount of time your brain gets tossed around in your skull, it's a wonder you have enough mind left to be a detective.
Well, that's why I'm the best person for the job.
Keep telling yourself that.
Anyway, I assume I'm here for a job. I remember something about a call from the Tulgi...
That was like 4 or 5 days ago.
Seriously?
Whoever knocked you out must have gotten a good hit. I think I know the basics. I can give you a basic rundown of the case.
Yeah, do that.
Well, let me guess. Does the case have something to do with a circus by any chance?
Oh, good, so you did make it there. Their magician, the Amazing Hattie, is missing.
Since when?
Oh, since Monday, almost a week now.
About the client?
Who's the client?
Our client is Moses Morgan, the owner of Morgan's Traveling Circus.
Anything else we know about Mr. Morgan?
Not much. He isn't the usual P.T. Barnum type. From what I could gather, he's not really one for the spotlight. But he seems to have a good rep in the business, popular in the industry, no major complaints against him.
Which could either be a very good sign or a very bad sign.
Well, I guess you'll find that out for yourself.
So, the magician's been missing for almost a week. Why haven't they called the police?
Well, from what I understand, they did.
Then why are they calling me?
Oh, well, you have to ask the client that.
Okay, well, I guess I need to talk to the client as soon as possible. Or maybe I already did. What a thought. I can't well go see him dressed like this. Please tell me you know where I'm supposed to be staying.
Now, what do you think books? Who do you think books all your rooms? Your motel's on Shermer Road, right next to the circus. Shouldn't be any trouble finding it.
All right, that's the plan then. Motel, get dressed, meet the circus boss.
My client is Moses Morgan, the owner of Morgan's Traveling Circus. He hired me to investigate the disappearance of his star magician. I need to talk to him, but I need to look presentable first. Hopefully I can find some suitable clothing back at my motel room.
I'll get on it. Thanks, Ruth. I'll see you when I get back to San Fran. Say hello to Thief for me. Don't let him steal too many sandwiches.
Oh, be careful. Wait until your little mother hears about this, young man.
I was hoping to avoid that.
You should know better by now. That woman knows everything.
At least hold off on tattling to her until I get the chance to do it myself, please.
You're the boss. Wait, one more thing before you go.
What?
Be careful doing your detective thing in the circus.
Yep, we already covered that. My head will remain intact for the rest of this investigation, I promise.
I don't mean being careful with yourself. That's a lost cause at this point. I meant be careful with the circus people.
What do you mean?
Look, I had a cousin who was in the circus back in the day. The carnies, it's almost like they have their own little secret society. They're insanely protective against anyone they view as an outsider.
Insanely protective against anyone they view as an outsider. This seems like an extra word there.
They'll cooperate if forced, but they'll never tell you anything useful if they don't trust you, or at least respect you. So don't go all the way in doing your thing.
What thing? I don't have a thing.
Just don't be so you. It might make them anxious.
What does that mean exactly?
I can hear a sigh into the phone.
You look like someone who wants to make a mass arrests.
But I'm not a cop.
Just be more gentle than usual, okay? Try getting them to trust you.
Well, easier said than done.
I know.
Circus secrets. Ruth told me that carnies are notoriously wary towards people they view as outsiders. They could make my investigation difficult.
Never mind, I'm sure it'll all work out as usual, although I have no idea how you keep pulling it off. Anything else, boss?
Nope.
You better go then. Lots of work to do.
Sometimes I think she only calls me boss to humor me.
I steady myself and open the payphone door again. I peek my head out to see if anyone's around. But this time I catch a glimpse of someone and they're holding something awfully familiar. That looks a lot like my wallet, and the stranger, the robber probably, is rifling through it. I approach quietly, formulating a plan in my head. He's about 6'4" with wide shoulders and arms like cannon barrels. As I move closer, again another little typo there, it feels like his frame is blotting out the sun. No wonder he managed to knock me out. I'm not so egotistical as to think I could possibly beat him in a fair fight. And since I don't have any weapons or allies nearby, I only have a few options. Confront him with righteous anger.
Hey!
The figure turns around with wide eyes, still holding my wallet open with a single finger.
Could I help you with anything?
Despite his imposing stature, he's obviously quite young, probably in his early 20s. He takes one look at me and suddenly seems nervous, like he doesn't quite know where to put his hands, or his eyes. Guess he's new to the robbery and assault games. Maybe I can talk some sense into him. I put on my best stern senior face.
You can help me by giving me that.
Sorry, I can't just give it to you. And I don't mean to be rude, but maybe you should cover up. This is a family event.
In my righteous anger, I completely forgot that I'm currently in my underwear. There goes my plan of looking stern and authoritative.
Don't play dumb with me, young man. You're the one to blame for my current situation.
Speaking of which, where did he dump my clothes? No chance we wear the same size. Is he planning to pawn them off?
What are you talking about?
Give me my wallet now.
Oh, you mean this is your wallet?
I think you know this is my wallet.
How would I know? I was trying to check, but there aren't any photos inside.
Wait a minute. So you didn't take it from me?
He takes a step back, both of his arms flailing to deny it.
Oh, no, I just found it on the ground, just outside of the train car over there. I was trying to figure out its owner.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Oh. I'm so sorry for the misunderstanding.
He scratches his head and laughs it off.
Hey, don't worry about that. I'm sorry. What happened to you?
I think someone knocked me out and took all my stuff, so when I woke up and saw you holding my wallet, well, in my defense, my head is still fuzzy. Probably a concussion.
You sure this is your wallet?
Yeah, you checked inside, right? Probably has my business card in it. Jones Investigative Services?
He looks again and pulls out the card. When a mystery surfaces, call Jones's Investigative Services.
And over there in the pocket, there should be a photo of my cat. It says thief on it.
Why does it say thief?
That's his name. My friend found it hilarious because I'm a detective.
He looks at the photo and smiles.
Aw, little guy.
His gaze lingers on the photo for a few seconds before putting everything back in its place and handing the wallet back to me.
Well, sorry about that. Here you go.
I look inside the wallet. There's the name card, the photo, and surprisingly about $20 in cash with a few quarters to boot. That's not a small amount of money, probably a week's worth of salaries for an average worker.
There's still $20 in here.
Yeah, you said you were robbed?
Something doesn't make sense here. Occasionally you may realize the information you have doesn't add up. Someone might be lying, or you might be making the wrong assumptions. This is where contradict comes in. Click on the labels at the top to switch between present and contradict. Choose 2 items from your collection that contradict each other to point out the logical inconsistency and get to the bottom of the question. Okay. One more note. You will still be presenting contradictions to people. Note who you are talking to. If they know nothing about what you're talking about, then the contradiction won't matter to them. With contradiction hint turned on, whenever a contradiction is available with the current NPC, the exclamation point will shake here to let you know. If you don't think you need the help, you can turn it off. Okay, fine, but I'll have it for now while we're learning the game. Now, what 2 pieces of information do not add up here? Okay, so there's robbery victim and my wallet. Don't add up. Oh. A robber looking for money definitely wouldn't have left more than $20 of cash in my wallet.
I thought whoever robbed me must have been looking for money. But there's still cash in my wallet. That would be the first thing they'd take. Perhaps they didn't see the wallet fall to the ground, and that's why they took my clothes. They didn't find any money, so they took whatever they could. You said you found it by the train?
Yeah, it was sitting out in the open. I didn't think they could have missed it if they were looking for it. I'm surprised someone else didn't grab it before I did. Luckily, not a lot of customers come around here.
Interesting. I guess it might not be about the money.
I should correct my previous theory. Robbery victim removed. I woke up next to the train station by the circus, missing my clothes and some recent memories. Seems like someone whacked me over the head, knocked me out, and took all my stuff. But not for my wallet, which still had money inside. What were they trying to do?
Let's say this wasn't about the money. Then why attack me?
Maybe they were just trying to embarrass you, like a prank.
Well, mission accomplished.
Can you think of anyone who might have it out for you?
Have it in for you, normally say.
Funny, that's usually my line.
Right, you're a detective. You can solve this case by yourself, right?
Mate, perhaps. My enemies are too numerous to count. But I don't think they'd let me off this easy.
You call this easy?
Well, I'm still alive and have all my limbs, so yeah. This is easy by their standards.
It's almost like they weren't targeting me personally. Maybe they were trying to take some evidence rather than cash. I'm growing more and more curious about this case at the circus. And speaking of the circus, there is one more thing.
There's one more thing I wanted to ask you. You work here, right?
Yes. How did you...
Well, the gloves and the scars, at first I thought you'd just been in a lot of knife fights due to me suspecting you of assault and theft. But once I realized that wasn't the case. You also said not a lot of customers come around here, which implies you're on the other side of that equation. A massive circus worker with a lot of scars from cuts or slashes. You're the animal trainer.
Brilliant. Is that what detectives do?
Don't give me too much credit considering how wrong my first guess was. Sorry for the whole Assuming you're a criminal thing, by the way. Chalk it up to the concussion.
Oh, by the way, my name's Rolf. Our circus is called Morgan's Traveling Circus.
Looks like this won't be the last time I see it. Little typos creeping in here. Looks like this won't be the last I see of Rolf.
Nice to meet you, Rolf. And you've seen my card. I'm a detective. People usually just call me Jones. Your boss must be Moses Morgan, right?
Yeah, I guess you've heard of him.
Well, you could say that. He's my client, actually.
You hired a detective? Oh, are you here about Hattie?
I believe I am.
Oh, wait, what if whoever attacked you is...
Well, that's a possibility, but I think I've leapt to enough conclusions today.
Alright, this is all such a mess. Well, if you're looking for Boss, he's always in his office. It's the small square tent over there at the other end of the train car. But you should probably put on some clothes first. Do you have anything to wear?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I got a motel room nearby with some of my luggage. And thanks to you, I've got my wallet back so I can get some clothes for myself if I need to.
Sounds good. Let me know if you need anything.
He hesitates before quietly making his next offer.
I need to go, but you can come talk to me later if you want.
Well, you can find me in the Big Top at 1 p.m. or Fair at 2 p.m. I have shows scheduled there.
I think that's got to be him saying that, right? Not the detective?
You can find me in the Big Top at 1 p.m. or Fair at 2 p.m. I have shows scheduled then.
I'll likely take you up on that. Thanks for the help. Really, I appreciate it.
I bid Rolf goodbye and turn around. This is going to be a fun walk. What was the address Ruth gave me again? Shroomer Road? That wasn't it. So it looks like each time period we get sort of 5, well, it's AP, so I assume it stands for action points, you know, things we can talk to people about. Yeah, but tell you what, I think we might leave it there for now. It's a narrative game, and I don't want to delve too deeply into it and sort of spoil anything, because I like this, actually. I mean, I liked the Phoenix Wright games that I played, and this feels very much along that sort of thing. Slightly different. We're not a lawyer, obviously. There's going to be no courtroom scenes, but we're a detective and a magician. The two perspective thing's interesting, I think. A few typos in the dialogue, but I think generally speaking, it's all pretty good. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be great. You know, leave me a comment to say whether you enjoyed it, and you know, if it's something you'd like to see me play more of on the channel. I'm very open to that. Interested to hear your thoughts. And lastly, if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be amazing if you could do that. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.